Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be chatting about one of the crucial things you need in your salon to truly build a salon culture. I don't think people understand the importance of strategically making an effort to create the culture inside of your salon. Wondering what it's like to work with me? Want to know what I've tried and tested in my salon and how you can create more freedom as a salon owner? I'm excited to offer an exciting way to get my coaching lessons to you in our podcast subscription. The Elevate Insider is an inside look into my coaching calls and includes exclusive content from me. These episodes contain coaching lessons and the exact steps you need to take to grow your salon. Plus, you'll receive special PDFs and supporting documents so that you can easily take action. To learn more and to become an insider, visit opulentbeautypro.com/insider or find an episode of the Elevate Insider on Apple Podcasts. So many people let their salon culture happen by accident, which just ends up being messy and unintentional, and there really is no drive behind your team. When we talk about culture, culture should be something that is cultivated and created, and one of the main components of a created culture is your core values. I know this isn't a sexy topic, but I really wanted to chat about this because I feel like when people open their salon, they randomly pick core values because they sound great, but they don't actually pick core values that they can utilize and implement in their business to do the things that core values truly are meant to do. And that is to assess and measure your team's compatibility with your business. It really measures and it guides your team on how to behave in your business. It cultivates your culture, and your core values should be something that are actionable and measurable. What do I mean by this? I mean that your core value can't be something like fun, because how do you measure fun? Everyone's definition of what fun is different. So you need something that is measurable so you can assess and evaluate your team members inside of your business. Now, if you are not an Elevate Insider subscriber, I definitely would head on over there today. We are going to have some really good PDFs that go along with today's episode. We are going to have 30 different examples of what core values you can utilize in your business, interview questions that coincide with the core values, because we're going to talk about how you should utilize your core values to interview for your business to ensure that you are hiring people for culture and you're not hiring people randomly that will not fit in with your culture. And we're also going to have our stylist assessment sheet, which can be utilized to assess your team. And this will also give you an idea of where your team stands inside of your business and if they're a right fit for your business. I love doing this for so many different areas. So this PDF is definitely going to be a good one. And I highly recommend that you subscribe so you can get all of the supporting documents we give you inside of these episodes to truly create your salon blueprint so you can start creating systems and structures in your business so you can be intentional with your business growth and intentional with the way that you lead. So let's kind of dive in exactly what core values do to shape your business culture. So first and foremost, it is going to define behavior and expectations in your business. Core values establish a framework for your employees on how they behave in the workplace and how they should interact with each other and how they should interact with clients. They also create a very clear expectation around what is acceptable and encouraged within the business, and it really guides them through their day-to-day actions and decisions. It's going to influence employee behavior, it's going to set the tone for client interactions, and it's going to standardize your workplace norms, which is something that you want to, again, cultivate so that you have the behavior you want in your business happening on a regular basis. It's also going to create a shared purpose. Your core values should not only be actionable and measurable, they should be things that inspire your team to be their best. So when we have a shared purpose, that's when a true team is created, and core values unify your employees under a common mission. And it's giving your team members a greater meaning. People are not just financially driven anymore. They want to be a part of something bigger. Your core values are the blueprint of what your bigger is. So we need to really have very good core values that we are really guiding our team with so we can create consistency as well. For example, one of my core values is collaboration. We are all team players in my business. If somebody is struggling or has a question about a formula, if somebody's client can't get in with them and they go to another stylist, we share formulas. If somebody is needing assistance or they need support, we come together. There is no mean girl behavior inside of my salon. Collaboration is one of the main core values that drives my business. I want a team feel. I don't want anyone who is just out for themselves. So again, these are things that I look for when I'm actually interviewing. I have interview questions based off my core values. So for example, one of my interview questions to make sure that somebody aligns with my team or will be a good fit for my team is describe a time when you had to work closely with a team member to achieve a shared goal. How did you contribute? How do you handle situations where a colleague has a different idea or approach than yours? Because when somebody is all about collaboration, somebody isn't going to be like, oh, well, that's not how you do that. They're going to listen with an open mind and an open outlook and really decide if they can come together on a decision instead of pushing and only thinking that their way works or their way is the only way, right? I have to also say that as a leader, you need to embody all of your core values to really create the culture inside of your salon, and you have to live and breathe them. You also need leadership core values for yourself. Your leadership core values will also help you lead your team. You really can utilize your core values to make hard decisions in your business. An example of that is one of my core values is transparency. It is so important that I am open and honest with my team members at all times and with the people who are going to come into my business. So for me, when we're thinking about transparency, it is being open and honest with your communication. So for example, let's just say a client calls the salon and isn't happy with their hair, right? If transparency is one of my leadership core values and I'm having a hard decision whether or not to share this unhappy client with one of my stylists because I don't want to hurt their feelings or I don't want to diminish their confidence, well, I'm going to go with the decision to actually be transparent and be honest with them because it's my core value. To share why the client wasn't unhappy and be as honest as possible and kind as possible would be the right decision to go to continue to align with my core values. Core values also foster a positive work environment. I can't tell you how many people come into my business and want to leave their current salon because they feel that they are mistreated or that they are in a negative work environment. Core values will help shape an overall atmosphere inside of your salon, and it makes it a place where employees feel comfortable, respected, and motivated. So keeping a positive work environment not only enhances job satisfaction, but it also improves productivity. You will have more respectful interactions, which, if your core value is respect or empathy, this will help guide your team into the proper behavior to keep that positive atmosphere. And it is something that you really need to look at when we're picking our core values. Choosing a core value that is important to you is so important. How do you want your business to look? How do you want your day-to-day look? What do you want the outcome to be? These are all things we should think about, and we should think about the environment we want to create inside of our salon. What does that positive environment look like for you? And then we find people that align with our core values because that's what makes our salon unique and different from all of the other salons. Core values, when it comes to culture, also promote accountability and ownership, especially if you have a core value like accountability that are ingrained in your culture. Employees feel more responsible to really align with that core value, and they'll show up for you. It helps build and shape your long-term vision. Core values are not just about daily operations. They are also to help guide the salon's strategic decisions in long-term vision. One of my long-term visions for my team and one of my main goals for my team members is for them to make six figures and work part-time. By part-time, I mean 20 to 30 hours. That is my long-term vision for my team. So I am going to create my core values that align with that vision so I can start building that business not only for myself, but also for the people that work for me. And last but not least, it creates consistency in your client experience. Core values create a clear framework for delivering consistency in your business. I talk about consistency all the time. I talk about Starbucks, I talk about McDonald's, how consistency is one of the main components to a successful business because people want to know what they're getting price-wise. They want to know what they're getting technique-wise and service-wise. They want consistency, and they need consistency to continue to support your business. So creating consistency with your client experience inside of your salon through core values is a great way to help lead and guide your team to have this aspect to be an important part of your client experience. If you like this episode, please subscribe and leave a review, and be sure to share today's episode with your salon bestie, and we'll be seeing you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing, and we will see you next week.